Also tonight, more than 100 frustrated Wisconsin deer hunters gave the DNR an earful and eventually decided they'd had enough.
Many hunters are upset with the way the state is managing the deer herd. Fox 11's Robert Hornacek has multiple views for us.
More than 100 hunters came to Denmark High School to let the Department of Natural Resources have it.
I just don't get it. I mean, there is no logic here.
Many hunters are fed up with the way the DNR is managing the deer herd.
44 deer per square mile? What a joke. That's not even close.
Hunter after hunter told story after story about the lack of deer in the woods.
It's time for us to make a stand and tell the DNR we're done.
Steve Armstrong is the president of the Maribel Sportsman's Club. He says he sat out last year's gun deer season, and he's considering closing his 200 acres to hunting this year.
I'm very frustrated that the hunters went as far as they did on this. We should have stopped the DNR years ago. They kept telling us to shoot the deer. Population's too high.
If a guy wants to put meat in the freezer, the deer aren't there to shoot.
Pat Schaefer says he just doesn't buy the DNR estimates.
20 years ago, we would see 15 to 20 deer in a day the entire length of the gun season. Now, I can't see 15 deer in 3 seasons combined.
The DNR concedes that point.
There are fewer deer now than there have been over the past decade.
Big game ecologist Keith Warnke says hunter observations are just one of many ways to find out information about the herd.
Deer are a species that doesn't distribute themselves evenly across the environment, so there are pockets that have a lot of deer. There are pockets that don't have deer.
The DNR is asking for help from hunters. The agency is doing several new studies on the herd. Many of these hunters don't believe the DNR is listening.
You don't care.
In Denmark, Robert Hornacek, Fox 11 News.
After 2 hours, the majority of hunters actually walked out of the meeting in protest. Now, there are several other meetings scheduled over the next 2 weeks, and you can find a list of those dates and locations on our website, fox11online.com. Look for the link in the news link section on the right-hand side of our homepage.